That, Matt.
Right. Yesterday you opened with some pretty harsh criticism of Russia and what it is doing in Syria. Today, the Russians are saying that they see evidence that Turkey may be preparing to invade Syria. They're talking about a buildup of transportation infrastructure on the border that, while in peacetime might be a normal infrastructure project, it certainly looks like to them it looks like they're preparing to invade. Do you see the same things? Do you have the same concern?
Well, I've seen the Russian comments about their views here of what they consider Turkish military movements. I won't speak to Turkish military operations one way or the other, and so I'm not prepared in any way to reaffirm Russian interpretation of this. What I will say is that Turkey remains a key partner in this fight against ISIL, and they continue to participate in coalition military operations, and we appreciate that cooperation. As to the specifics of what they're doing on any given day, or what they will do on any given day in the future, I would certainly refer to Turkish authorities to speak to that.
So you see the same thing that the Russians do, or you don't?
I said I'm not going to characterize it one way or the other. I've seen.
You agree or you don't, or you don't have it. You're still studying it.
No.
No.
Neither.
So you don't care what the Turks are doing on the border? You're not even going to look into it?
Matt,
well, I'm just surprised that
I
Russians
appreciate
came
the
out.
sense of outrage that you're proffering here with my answer.
It's not outrage. I just want to know what my government, what the U.S. government,
we continue to work with
Turkey.
We continue to work with Turkey, who's an important partner in this coalition, to try to go after ISIL inside Syria. We also know that the Turks are working hard to close down that, still working on that 98-kilometer stretch. Now, I'm not saying that Turkish military activity on the border is designed for that or any other particular operation. I won't speak even to U.S. military operations. I'm certainly not going to get up here and speak to what the Turks are doing on that border on any given day. We do know that, writ large, they continue to work to close down that stretch of the border, and they are an important partner in going after ISIL in Syria. I'm not in a position to reaffirm, confirm, deny, argue, or debate the Russian interpretation of Turkish military movements on the border right now. I've seen their statements. I'm not in a position to say that they're right or wrong about it.
By pointing out the fact that the Turks are trying to close down this 98-kilometer stretch, you seem to be suggesting that what the Russians are seeing could be related to that. And if you're not trying to suggest that, then why did you raise it in the first place?
I'm not trying to suggest anything one way or the other. What I'm saying is we do know that they are taking actions along that border to try to secure the 98 kilometers, which remains an issue that they have said so themselves. I'm not saying that recent military activity is designed for that or any other specific purpose. It is a matter of fact that they are working to secure that stretch of border. But I'm not going to comment on specific military activities of another nation inside their borders right now. I don't have anything additional to say on that.
Your predecessors did all the time, particularly with Russia and movements near the Ukrainian border. So you're very selective about when you're going to talk or not talk about other countries' military operations inside their own borders. But I just want to know, are you saying that what the Russians are seeing and claiming to be a possible bill could be related to the Turks' attempts to seal off this stretch?
I don't have any additional comment on Turkish military activities at this particular time. Stop. It is a fact that they continue to support counter-ISIL efforts inside Syria. It is a fact that they continue to work to try to secure that 98 kilometers of border through military means. But I'm not going to speculate about what the Russians are seeing and claiming are a future invasion of Syria by Turkish forces. That is, so the Russians can claim whatever they want. And I'm not saying it's true or not, but the Turks ought to be speaking for their military activities and their intentions. I won't do that.
Does NATO have any role?
Does NATO have any role in what?
Well, in what the Turks are or are not doing. I mean, as a NATO ally, you would expect that they would, if they were doing something that was preparatory for military action, that they would let their allies know, correct?
The two things there. One, the coalition to go after ISIL is not a NATO mission. They are part of the... No, you just got to let me finish. I got two thoughts. You didn't even let me get through the first one. It's not a NATO mission. It's a coalition mission to go after ISIL. Again, I'm not going to speak for potential future military operations of the Turkish military. Number two, that obviously there are commitments inside the NATO alliance in terms of coordination of military activities. I would let NATO speak to whether they've been so informed or if there's any, if there was any communication between Ankara and NATO leaders. I don't have anything specific to read out on that.
Not even authorized.